Oh God, Zeos, more IMs. Oh God, more 4.3? Yeah, get used to it. I like this format. Anyway, second channel. Don't forget to check out the Zeos second channel, which was previously the sound demo channel. If you're already following the sound demo channel, where the sound demos end up, you are officially following the second channel, where I've done reviews on Resilio Sync and Throw Out My Christmas Tree, and just sort of like shit I don't want to ruin this channel with is over there, and reviews. Anyway, I just picked some IEMs at random, one off the table and two from over there where I had them sitting. I was going to do them and they've been there for 6 weeks. So we have got, and I'm going to go over all the accessories. I'm going to cover this the way I think I should cover IEMs from now on. We're going to do the overview. I'm going to tell you about all three products. I don't actually have the pages open, so I can't tell you the prices yet. I'll tell you that during the individualized reviews, because that doesn't matter. The price doesn't matter. A lot of people think price should matter. It shouldn't. I'm here to assess the sound, the accessories, the feel, the build, all that, the waifus, and then, you know, price is just what you tack onto the end of it as like a surprise, like, haha, I always considered not telling you the price ever. And then this way you can watch the entire review. I describe it as best as Zeos can describe sound. And then you make your own decision in your head, and you're like, oh, this IEM should be $175. And when you click the link, if it's $3,500, then you know you're not buying it. So, all right, we're going to start with the tins. What the hell tins are you? I literally do not know the T5s. Tin T5. And they're most notable, in my mind, for this case, which says Tin Hi-Fi, and opens like this. This is a luxury item from the 50s. Like Chanel would have like a bottle in here. You'd open it up and you'd... That is fucking fancy, and it's padded and soft. Like, I get a lot of cases, and a lot of them don't stand out to me, so that's good. We get our complement of tips, no foams, all silicones, different colors, different thicknesses, replacement filters when you get clogged up with goo, a set of tweezers, a really nice set of actually a really nice set of tweezers for accurately pulling out those grills. And here they are. They are chunky fucking boys. Amongst some of the largest IEMs I've ever reviewed. And they've got like a divot here. Like you can see the shape. They look like liquid metal. Like the Terminator. Maybe more gun grave. Great show up to a certain point. Then sucked. Can you tell me what point that was? Brandon. Very weirdly like organically shaped metal. With a split down the middle, but you don't really notice it. It's understated but huge. I put the Dakoni tips on it. It's a 2-wire. Or it's a 2-pin connector. The wire is actually the weakest link of the whole thing because it's just a spinny, like black, I think this is a 4-wire. Yeah, it's a spinny black 4-wire into a 3.5mm adapter. And it seems like the cheapest part of the whole groove. And then you get to the actual build and they're like, oh, that's some metal shit right there. Next we have the Moondrop variations, which are, I'll tell you what they are also. It's a single dynamic, double balance armature, dual electrostat, tribrid. I hate that word. We got a waifu that's carrying bread. You also got a nice postcard, which seems to be a thing. One of these days, I'm going to send all these postcards to someone. The box actually opens up like a watch case, which is kind of like I don't know who decided that was a thing, but you get the watch case. You get the wire gets to change the tips. Here's your, by the way, here's a very nice way to do 6 foams and 6 silicones. That is nice. That's fucking nice. That is a nice way to do it. Look, buy more of these, China. The case is, I don't know, very 1950s, but this is more like a cowboy with a cigarettes in here, a little flask. So, cleaning ladies, thank you for supporting me on Patreon. Some of that goes to the people who keep my house from becoming a pigsty, which I realized today that the cleaning ladies don't work alone. I help them, of course, for 2 hours before they arrive. I take everything that's in a fucking bad place and move it. Because if you've never had someone come and clean your house, if there's something on the table, they will just lift that thing up, wipe under it, and put it right back down. So what the fuck's the point of having someone come clean your house if your house isn't clean? So clean up your house and then have a woman come and scrub everything for 2 hours. Anyway, I don't hate that case. It's too big. Oh, you know what? I will say both of these are too big for like putting in your pocket. These are more to like take out and just prepare your expensive fancy IMs with your waifus on it. The cable, although it has interchangeable heads, it's the weirdest plastic system. Like, it's a cheap plastic thing with just a friction fit, so a little notch, and it's four pins and 4 pins here, and you get a 3.5 and you get a 4.4 Pentacon, which, oh fuck it, let's just change out to that now. Ugh. Like, Fio has one that like rotates in, and it's you got this motion. So I mean, it works. It just makes this very long and sort of awkward. It sort of spins around, and then the wire itself is a 2-wire, but it looks like it was spun by a drunk person, because it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's okay. It's fine. And then the other ends here, this looks like the old antennas you used to get with receivers. They used to give it the wire antennas, and they'd be all fucking folded a million times. So they're, again, we're cheap kind of wire, and the IEMs are a metal backing, vent hole, completely clear. You can see through them. And the weirdest thing, I gotta pull one of the tips off. The weirdest thing is they just are all plastic. There's no, like, usually there's a metal bit that signifies the end, and they screw it on, and this is just the mold itself ends, and they sliced it, and they glued some like very thin black filter on it, and then you squeeze your IM tips. I am using Dakoni tips and all of these, virgin Dakoni tips. It's important I say virgin because I change them out every time. Oh, and I just ripped that filter off. God damn it. Go back on. So maybe you should be real careful with that. Remember that little black filter that I said was crazy glued on? Yeah, it just stood up. All right, now it's back down. So we'll let that heal for a second. So that's the variations. Interesting look. And then lastly, this was literally I gave so little shit about this IM that on the review table there, like the to be done table, there was a box here, and I'm like, you know what? Just like there. It was like hanging off the table. Because I'm like, everything else is more important. If these fall on the floor, I don't care. So these are the TRN TA1s, which are a magnesium alloy housing with 1 Knowles balanced armature and 1 DD hybrid in-ear. So it's a dynamic and Knowles. I gotta figure out what the tin one is, because I actually don't know, and it's fucking massive. So these, I like the shape of them. MMCX connector. The wire is at least equivalent to the tin T5. It's just the silver version. It's got a little weave going, and then a double twist instead of a spin and then a double twist, or a double spin and single wire. MMCX, it kind of reminds me, the shape is tin T2-ish. Look at that. Look, that's a chrome tin T2. That makes me curious and a little bit horny, but I mean, we're gonna find out, aren't we? So yeah, so and apparently, like, the tin T2s, I think, were dual dynamics. This is a dynamic and a balanced armature. And I think these are probably going to be cheap. The accessories are, it has tips. Tips are in the box. The end. That's the maximum amount of accessory they can give you. There's no slider up here. It's got a big old split. That's where we are. This is where we're at. I have no idea what the price points are in any of these, because I haven't looked it up yet. I just literally grabbed shit, put it on the table, and now let's actually start reviewing it. So I'm going to pause, and I'll give a listen to, do I want to do these in any sort of order? No, we'll just go left to right. And if those suck, then I'll be like, these suck. Maybe they'll be the greatest thing on the table. That's the best part about being Zeos and lazy, is I get so many IMs, I have no idea what's here. I have no interest in, I'm not the Dos Equis guy quite, where I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. I don't usually listen to IMs, but when I do, I have no idea what they are and how much they cost. But I just got to find out if I like them. So let's check out. One day has passed because there was Princess Pasta streaming things, and I'm back down here now. Tin T5. I'm impressed by a tin product again. It's been a while. And it wasn't an immediate, like, oh, I love these immediately, I hear everything about them, because they're not my preferred sound signature of like warm, smooth, wide. But they're fast. Harry Connick Jr. song made it into my new test. I've explained this before, but there's a playlist on my food bar here that I drag a new song into once every fucking month, maybe. And when I get to 10 or 12 songs in there, I play them into the camera, and then I upload the video to YouTube to see if they get content blocked, because the songs are worthy of sound demos. And I very rarely add a song to that list, obviously. And this set of IMs convinced me to add Harry Connick Jr.'s Joe Slam and the Spaceship, because it's, let me put it back on. There's some low end like echoes at the beginning. It's like we're in an alien spaceship. Like, it's very alien. But then we get into like just a drummer just hitting those fucking cymbals and a guy playing, and it's so lifelike. The crash. Wow, I didn't think I'd find the winner. Tin hasn't impressed me in a while. So the review of these is they are lifelike. That cymbal, the crash, is bright. This is a single 10mm driver. That's another thing. I'm a huge proponent of single driver IMs. Specifically dynamic drivers, and 10mm is like the good average size. Like most of my like OH7s, those are all like single driver, and they feel so coherent and normal and smooth. And so the fact that Tin has, and somehow, because I read the little blurb on Linsol, and Diamond Like Carbon DLC is the type of driver that's normally associated with it, because it's like carbon ceramic, it's carbon nano fucking whatever. Diamond Like Carbon, it's super hard, and the actual diaphragm that moves, you make it super hard, doesn't flex, and it's light. Well, this one's DOC, which they refuse to say what the fucking O is. So instead of being Diamond Like Carbon, it's Diamond Orgasm Carbon. I'm putting that in there because they didn't write it. So this DOC driver is like 60% thinner than the normal DOC, which is absurd to think about. That's nanometers thick. And I was literally reading that just to figure out what the fuck was going on in here, because I'm like, because this is the unit that is huge. This is huge. It's a massive fucking IM, and it's only got one 10mm driver in it. That doesn't make any sense. Why is it so big? And I don't know why it's so big, but whatever they're doing, keep doing it. So back to Harry Connick Jr. for me. Did Harry Connick just freeze? Oh, God. Don't tell me the computer's doing that thing where it freaks out. Wait. Oh, I should turn the knob up. The knob. I'm only human, people. Yeah, everything. I'm trying to give you the feeling of this IM, because it's like you have to wear an IM for at least 15 minutes, by the way. If you think you can go to a show and put it in an IM for 27 seconds and be like, oh, I kind of like this, you can't. It's like wearing blue blocker sunglasses. You put on those orange lenses and everything's fucking orange, and then you wait like 20, 30 minutes, and all of a sudden everything sort of like normalizes. And you don't realize that that's happened until you take them off and the world's blue, because all the blue has stopped being blocked. So you put on IMs, and you got to just ignore them for 20 minutes, dicking around on my phone. Literally dicking.com. I don't know if that's the thing. Please don't go to it. And just like, wow. It's just, I'm in this sterile environment, and I could hear the placement of every instrument. I didn't think I was going to come down here and the very first IM would be a fucking suck its dick. But I'm really fucking impressed by these. This is another song, Hans Zimmer to Zukbar from Gladiator. It's so natural sounding. The placement of instruments in between my ears, and the low end is just enough that it gives you that little, like, I'm a 10mm dynamic and I can fucking you. This sounds better in the highs than a lot of the electrostatic IMs do. I'm impressed. I'm fucking impressed. And I switched from the OWN to the ESS version, and I haven't... Here, let's... Oh, God, am I going to blow these up if I do this? Hold on. These actually... Do these need power? That was on medium. Oh, my God. These are so good. They're... Revealing is the word. I feel like I need to give them another like 2 hours of listening and then come back again and be like, well, if you thought they were good 2 hours ago. Wind chimes from the Shiguri. That was a really brutal anime where the guy's stomach rips open. It's pretty good. Wow. You know I'm putting that? Oh, fuck. I'm putting 2 things into the new test. That's a... There's like a shaker and it just moved across the... Alright. Alright. We're going to come back to these at the end of the video and I'll decide if anything here. The bell! How is it so... Wow! I gotta give this track to my patrons. And then the Japanese drums. give me a song that I absolutely know and love. Let me just hold on. Romanian Wind from Sherlock Holmes 2. Skip to the middle. Alright, let's take it out of the like $5,000 stack and go to something a little bit more affordable, just to make sure. Oh yeah, it's still the same. It's still great. It's still fucking great. These... I think we're witnessing me falling in love and having a new, like, benchmark I am. Fuck. They've been sitting on my desk. Here's the thing. It's like it's been sitting on my desk, just waiting there. Maybe there's an I am that destroys these sitting there. I don't know until I get to it. Because I can't listen to everything all at once. Alright, so fuck, that's... Gotta ignore... I'm gonna unplug it so I can use all these. I gotta ignore those for a bit. Get my head around, because now... Got the... And how much were those? Holy fuck! Did you see the price? Oh my fucking god. Time to see what the anime girls can do. Oh. On the opposite end of the simplicity spectrum are these. How? Variations in sanity. So went from a 10mm, great 10mm and cheap, to these, which are 10mm plus 2 Cineon balanced armatures plus 2 electrots. So 5 drivers. This is a goddamn cacophony, and it works so well. I added another song. I added Miki the Witch from the Devilman Crybaby soundtrack to the maybe do sound demos with it, because the benefits is the cohesion of a single 10mm. When you shove 5, I'm still blasting music in my ears, by the way. I might be yelling. Am I yelling? I went from there to there. I haven't done this yet. Let's need power. Need more power than those. Usually that's the way it goes with you have multiple drivers, but changing songs. Wait a second. Okay, the benefit of going with 5 drivers is that big 10mm, where this one, the big 10mm is doing everything, and it's very cohesive, is that big 10mm can now do low end. What do you mean do low end? Do low end. Well, how much low end? All of it. Dedicate your fucking life, 10mm, to doing low end. And it's an LCD, liquid crystal dynamic. What does it actually goddamn stand for? An LCP, I'm sorry, liquid crystal diaphragm, wait. Apparently it's LCP, which stands for liquid crystal diaphragm. But, yeah. So you get low end that is just... No bass head will be upset by this. And then you get like 4 other drivers doing all the rest of the sound. And while I think this still has that like naturalistic feel going for it, the price difference comes into it. Oh, Mr. Robot's playing currently. And it sort of rounds it out a little better. Now there's banjos playing. Of course there are, because... Okay, banjos are playing, and now someone's like doing like a slap, and I can't demo it. I don't think I can. Will those speakers come on? Do I have anything hooked up to those speakers, or are they just hanging on the floor? Nope. Ah, fuck. Too bad. Well, anyway, look up Otis Taylor, Deep Blue Sea. Which, these IMs are tempting me to just, fuck it. because it's banjos. It's banjos, and then there's like slap like on a tin can bass, and those are happening behind me. Because there's the benefit of having multiple drivers. If they're done right, and Moondrop can't fucking lose. They've never lost. The multiple drivers not just take over different aspects of it, but they're placed in a way and timed in a way that things sound further away, behind you, in front. It's a complete auditory illusion. These are an auditory illusion. This bitch with the bread, this bitch should be carrying Cristal, because that's the kind of celebration you should be having, that these fucking exist. I want to, it's so fucking good. I don't even want to pick a song. I want to let random chance take over. The Beatles, I will. I don't even like the Beatles. There's a great segment. If you don't know, Zeos, future Zeos, because he has to rewatch these. Could you go to episode like 14 or 15? I forget which episode it was, just to make it more difficult for you. Link the part of the Always Sunny podcast where Dennis, who's played by, I forget what his real name is. Anyway, he talks about how he's fucking enough of the Beatles. There's too much love for the fucking Beatles. Please. He spoke my words. Because the Beatles make great music, but people are fucking obsessed with them and it gets annoying. So anyway, link that podcast. It's on YouTube. Link that below. Did you know the Always Sunny guys do have a podcast? I want to get them bigger. This little ass channel has more fucking subscribers than an Always Sunny podcast with the 3 main stars. Charlie Day, Charlie Mack, and Dennis have a podcast and no one's watching it. And these IMs are making me listen to the Beatles. And it's a new experience. There's just... the low end, like, what? This is from the community OST, and I think it's MP3, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from that 10mm dedicated driver. Incubus, pardon me. All right, you guys can't experience. Give me a second. It's so... Moondrop is one of my favorite audio companies, period. They've made no bad IEMs. The variations are no different. These shocked me because of their price and because they're tins, and tins have been like, tin T2s were the best. And now I think these officially are better. They're not the same sound signature, but my God, they've grown up. And then now Moondrop, name a bad Moondrop product, I'll wait here. Quarks, they're $14 and are fucking amazing. Zeos, link the Moondrop Quarks in the description. Me while I burst into the clarity of him saying while I burst. Incubus is not like a well-recorded, like it's not like, oh my God, it's Fiducci or whatever, name a fucking imaginary composer. Fiducci, that would be my composer name. But part of me while I burst was burst. I could hear his mouth say burst. This IM and this IM are amazing examples of why IEMs in general, I look at my like $1,800 Fostex TH909s, or we got the Anandas over there, I got any number of headphones, and I have to say it because it's true, most IEMs, most good ones, including these that are cheap and these that are relative, like they're around $500 fucking dollars, but these destroy for detail retrieval any headphone, because they're literally in your ear. They don't have to worry about getting past the pads and the shape of your ear. They just shove it way the fuck in there. Someone's gonna gift that. You're welcome. I'm complimenting an Incubus song, and then Carpenter Brute comes on, and this review ends. God, the soundstage too. It's big, it's bright. It flashes. Ow, ow. And then you have all the interchangeable tips so you could actually run it balanced. Like, I'm gonna end up running these balanced just to see if that makes a difference, but I kind of knew the Moondrop would be good just because it's Moondrop. I didn't think it'd be this good. And now the tins sort of psyched me up. So let's see what TRN can do for... Where's the price of the TRNs? $40. Woo! I gotta go play the lottery because I picked 3 fucking winners at random. These took a second to like, I had to come down off the high of like these two to like a more normal human range of like, this is $40. Actually, it's 38 in Hi-Fi Go. And I'm listening to it and I'm shuffling tracks. I'm listening to it. And then I can proceed to drag a file up there because like, wow, that sounds really good. And I'm like, what? These 2? So TRN, have I done an IM from them ever? They're in like the lower range. They have usually the cheaper little accessories, little wireless things. And I got Samuel Orson styrofoam cups from the album Astronaut. And I didn't add this one in, but it's getting close to it. I moved it to the Wild 11 Topaz, which I'm maxed out on high gain, and I'm actually preamping it with the K9 Pro over there because the volume control is touchy, and these need a little bit more volume. It's a dual driver. These are a dual driver, an 8mm dynamic, and a single balanced. And that's like you're trying, like can you, if you do it right, can you do it right? Can you do it right? They did it right. That little 8mm is trying its damnedest to make low end. It's not quite as competent as like these boys, but it's trying its fucking damnedest. And then the clarity and the way they blended the 2 drivers. These, if I had a time machine, these are perfect time machine fodder. If I had a time machine, I would bulk buy these, get them for less than $40 a piece. I go back 8 years. I'd slap a $500 price tag on these, and the world would go, absolutely, sir. I've heard them. Here you go. Here's your $500. They're so good. One of the reasons I don't like doing IEMs, one of the reasons I do love IEMs at the same time, it's a very weird balance, is the technology in them. You'd think like, well, we've been making IEMs for like since the 80s, right? Did we make earbuds for the longest time? What was the first IEM? I should know this as an audio reviewer. Well, whatever. Whenever we made I remember my first IEMs I reviewed, the Westtones and stuff back at the beginning of Z reviews in like 2013, 2014. And I still have some of them. And if I put them in, I want to puke. They sound like shit. This sound was not possible back in 2013, 2014. It just wasn't. You couldn't do it. I remember the IEMs. I remember the ones I had and I got to play with. I remember people loaning me the ones a couple years later that were from that era. They were all like, get a good headphone instead. But now, if this is what $40 can get you, I think it's safe to say nobody shouldn't be able to afford like quality audio. Because this is just, I can't tell where the balanced armature takes over, where the dynamic ends, because I use a smaller dynamic. So it just sort of blends together. And we've got a good clarity, good soundstage. Like I legit went wow a few times. AC/DC's Dirty Dean's Done Dirt Cheap. The guitar in both ears because it's out of phase. Wait for the vocals. Oh, I gotta skip ahead for the vocals. Trouble with the high school head. It's giving you the blues. Yes. The slightest little bit at the volumes I'm currently playing, which is not recommended for anyone who wants to keep their ears, could be a little bit shouty. They're a little bit forward. They're not as quality as well, but that's what I'm comparing to. But holy fuck. Dirty deeds. Where's my microphone? No. There. I got pulled off of YouTube for dirty deeds. Fuck it. I know I will. They're heavy little fucks too. They have. I can't not. Like I wanted to have at least one of them on this desk, be like a meh, just ignore it. Zeos is just shill. He loves everything. No. I could prove it because I don't like this one. I love all these. The TA1s here. I didn't think I'd give a fuck. I pulled them because they were falling off the table, for fuck's sake. That's what chose them. Fate chose them. In fact, I think they probably had fallen off the table at least once, and I was like, get the fuck back on there. $40, it makes no sense not to at least try these. Now they're gonna go along the line because these are a little bit more high centric. We've got a pretty good theme going actually. I didn't actually pick any of these for theming, but a dynamic that does incredibly good, accurate highs and imaging and clarity and detail with just a single dynamic. I've never heard its equal, and it's that fucking cheap. Then you've got the fucking Moondrops here, which are fucking Moondrops, and you got 4 drivers doing the mid-range and highs, and they are just spec fucking tacular placement. So again, I would, as much as I love the low end on these, the low end does make the Berber go. By the way, hand warmer, using this Ferum as a hand warmer. As much as like the low end, at least the low end is like taken care of. The low end's almost an afterthought. It's like, by the way, have amazing creamy low end that hits you in the chest, and then all this shit about fucking highs and mid range. So the variations just come out on fucking top, and then these, which are doing a spectacular job of blending the cheapest possible elements. Hiding the waifu, why would I do that? The cheapest possible elements in a good design. Like, I like the case is metal, heavy metal chrome. It's got this, I think that's it. Is that their symbol? Does TRN have a symbol? I kind of like it. It's like a circle with the T in it. I kind of like that. And they remind me of the Tin T2s as far as build, which the Tin T2 build has been corrupted over the years. Now the Tin T5s have that weird, I don't know, liquid metal Terminator. I don't understand. There's no losers here today. If you came here looking for a loser, find another video. Go watch me review the LCD 5s, or what was another one that I was like, ugh. I would take any one of these IEMs, including these $40 ones over the LCD 5s. I'm actually sending that pair back to Odyssey so they can analyze it and tell me if I'm a fucking lunatic or maybe there's something wrong with them. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully maybe this terrible fucking tragedy with the LCD 5s will bridge the gap between Odyssey and I, and we will work together. Maybe we'll collaborate. Maybe I'll get that extremely expensive Zeos versioned headphone I've always wanted. I can do for them what DMS did for Abyss and then got abandoned for his hard work. DMS mod that never existed. That was fucking hilarious and terrible at the same time. Anyway, final wrap-ups. Zeos, timestamp. Hope you guys are enjoying the new format, by the way. I'll constantly ask about it. We have 3 IEMs here, 3 very different budgets. From I'm a broke-ass college student and ramen is all I know, where you can buy this and be absolutely fucking satisfied, even with the wire. So when it's thin as this shit is, this is fine. So you'd be absolutely satisfied with the sound that comes out of these. They are competing with, if I'm just blanking out my mind and going blonde BL05s, Tin T2s, ZX10s, it's like these, if they don't hold up and beat any of those, they join the ranks just for their skewing into like the clear detail. Like the detail retrieval on those is fucking great. Moving to the next most expensive. I'm not listing prices specifically because I'm trying to convince you to click links in the description. I'm sorry. It's a real shitty thing to do, but it's just, it has to be done. Anyway, these $4,700 IEMs, the Tin T2s. That's not the price. Fucking shocked me. Shocked me. Oh, by the way, the case is like, and I do this without dropping. The case has got like a weird, I dropped things. Like, I don't know what's happening with it. They put like stamps in it. Everything's falling out of it. The gold, and I love the papers. It feels like I could throw this out and burn it. Like, it's not super nice where I'm like, I want to keep it forever. But these fucking things, absolutely one of the best, I'm going to say this right now, one of the best single dynamic driver IEMs I've ever used. Like, I don't know how they do what they do, and I want that driver in other more expensive things for some reason. I don't know why. It's just my obsession. Make it more expensive, therefore it'll be better. It's actually the opposite of what I think. These. Like, there's no losers in this table today. But if I'm leaving here right now and I'm going upstairs, maybe I want to go out shopping. Maybe I got to bring something with me and I don't want to test something new. I'd rather just like save it for the day of. It would be these. It'd be these. These are a Moondrop fucking product. These are a unit. These are a Moondrop unit. And if you can afford something in this sort of level, because they're over $500, barely, but they're over $500. We're talking about competing with Audio Clairvoyance. We're up in that. We're up in that. Most humans who are just watching this channel for the entertainment value and the waifus, this would be the most they'd ever spend on an audio product. And if they got this, they would be satisfied with it. 100% satisfied. I don't think you find me someone. In fact, here's the goal of everyone who's watching this video and made it this far. If you know someone who's given the Moondrop Variations a bad review, point them out to me. Tell me where. I want to see what they said, because whatever their boggle is, that wasn't the right word, but they used it in Demolition Man, so I'm going with it. I would like to answer their boggle with Bread Anime Waifu, because holy fuck. Everything. These are not usually what I want in an IM. I usually want smooth and wide and big and fat. I want tin T5s to be this big, but these were a different breed and amazing. They took me out of my comfort zone and still showed me a good time. All right. I wanted to make an analogy about it's like dating and I can't think of anything that isn't super sexist or some other fucking terrible thing that's just gonna get just cancel me on Twitter. So I'm not going to. But I thought about it. So it's not my comfort zone. It's like dating a fire truck, all right? Usually I like women, flesh and blood. But you know what? Took this fire truck out, showed me a great time. All right, there you go. Now I can only offend firemen or women. Okay. These are my wheelhouse. These are what I want. These have low end. These have soundstage. These are smooth. Yet they've shoved, they have that like detail slider where it goes from 0 to 10 and they go to 9. But instead of just going to 9, there's 4 sliders that go to 9. And it's like, oh, Jesus, that's a lot of everything that I want, but not too much. So brav the fuck Moondrop. Brav the fuck. Could that be a catchphrase? You've done it again. And I think I put it off. I think I put off doing these because the waifu was too cute. And I don't want to see her go. I actually have an extra set of these because 2 companies sent me. So I'm going to link. I apologize for when multiple companies offer me things. So Shenzhen will be linked and Apos will be linked. Take your pick. Buy them from either one or buy them from both. But I'll put one of those in the fucking yard sale and I'll be sad. And these will just stay here forever. And then the TA1s out of fucking nowhere. Just these shitty little things. I'm like, fuck, I got a million IMs. I don't know what to do them. And they fucking astonish me. Astonished to the correct price to performance level. Like that's the thing. Like these astonish me and they're $500 and these astonish me and they're $130 and these astonish me and they're 40 fucking bucks, which means you can buy them. And this is a good gateway to Z reviews, because here's the thing about following different YouTube reviewers for audio. Am I bullshitting you? You don't know until you've bought something I've recommended. That's the crux. You have to pay your way into trusting me. If you buy the TA1s and you listen to them properly, and by the way, amps did make a difference. So if you're listening to them on a shitty amp, I implore you to try them on something better, because I don't think they're going to sound bad, but they do change a bit. Buy the TA1s for 40 bucks. And if you don't like them, you probably won't like anything I recommend. That's the problem with audio reviewers. People watch my shit and they hate the thing that I said I love it, they hate it. That's because people are different. Some people like feet. Some people like boobs. Some people like thighs. Some people like real women. Some people like 3D women. Actually, she's right there. She's there twice. It doesn't matter. This is what I like. This comes in and goes wow for me. So if it doesn't go wow for you, you probably won't enjoy other things I like. Not necessarily guaranteed. I mean, DMS and I disagree on everything. And him and I both love the Zeus. Both love the Zeus. And then he fucking despises the Peacocks, which I love even more than the Zeus. So it's like, well, who are we trusting now? Anyway, I'm done. I can't make every one of these IM reviews. I have too many to do to have them all be this great. So I got to go pick some shitty IMs now, randomly off the table. There's got to be 1 or 2 there that are just like abysmal or painful. Painful is the big thing. If they're painful to wear, none of these hurt to wear. None of these hurt to listen to, although if you pushed them a little bit harder, you sort of felt it. But I'm okay with that because they never took it to the point where, oh, my blood is filled in my ears. So I got to go do other things. Thank you for stopping by. That wallpaper available in the description. If you want every wallpaper I've ever used, you can get them through a Roselio Sync BitTorrent Horde on my secondary channel, which I haven't introduced you to my secondary channel. There's a secondary channel. It used to be my sound demo channel. You might see a thing there. I'll link to the Roselio Sync video here. I want people to join that horde. Currently, there's 53 people. And the way it works is every time I pick a wallpaper, here's all the wallpapers I have to choose from, and I drag it to done, like I've set as a wallpaper, and I drag it as done, everyone in that horde gets it immediately. They know when I'm about to do a review. They don't even have to wait, because all of a sudden it'll be like, updated. And I'm like, what? What's updated? Oh, shit. It's going to be a good review or it's going to be a bad review. I picked this one at random because I hadn't heard these yet, and I just liked her as a character, obviously. So if you want to get a part of that, so Patreon Subscribe Star, see reviews early, participate in yard sales, which will have at least a set of Moondrop variations. I probably have to keep these as the best example of a tin of a dynamic that does that. These are $40. If I sell these in the yard sale, it's going to make me like $8. So it doesn't make a difference. So maybe nothing will be in the yard sale except for the extra set of variations. But see reviews early, participate in yard sales, access to the sound demos losslessly. Get for $10, you get into the private behind the scenes Telegram chat where I'm going to take up my phone. I'm going to take up my arms / my phone. I'm going to tell them all about these with my voice, my mouth hole, today, as of the recording of this. Now that I've sorted it out. So those people in the $10 chat, they sort of know before even the $5 patrons, because I still have to download this video, re-encode it. I got to rewatch it. I got to make sure I link all the shit Zeo said to link. Zeos, link a pizza stone. Just a pizza. In the description, there'll be a pizza stone on Amazon. I'm sure it's there. Get an expensive one, Zeos. You lazy shit watching these videos in 2 days instead of tonight. Because I could probably watch it tonight if I re-encode it and upload it. But I'm going to make him link I hate that guy. I'm going to make him link a very expensive pizza stone. This is what I do to myself. If you've never recorded a message for your future self, usually people do that for like 5 years. Like, hey, what are you doing? Are you married yet? No. Tomorrow or the next day. You're such a different person every day. It's fucking great. And you could torture yourself. Like, get up and eat something healthy for a change, which I have been. Where was I? $10 chat. They get to it. $10 chat also has access to a lifetime swap meet channel where if you're in that chat ever once, you get into a lifetime swap meet channel where you could buy and sell and trade gear. Check out Hi-Fi Guides in the Hi-Fi Guides forum, mostly the forums. The forums are really good. Those are sponsored this month by Deconi, which I actually got all the tips from Deconi, so that makes sense. Although the tips, I guarantee the tips are expensive. I wish they sold like a little baggie because I would just give them out. Like, fucking here, fucking Christmas. Anyway, I'm done. You're done. We're done. Thank you for stopping by. I will try to make IM reviews more regularly, but as soon as I say that, it doesn't happen. So just enjoy the new format and waifus, and we'll see you all 2 days.